Hi everybody, it's Bongo here from the Poultry People and Mr.Butters, and today we're going to make some epoxy resin glow-in-the-dark resin, yes. So epoxy resin, glow-in-the-dark powder, very simple. I got the epoxy resin from eBay, it wasn't cheap, bloody hell. And the glow-in-the-dark powder from Alpha Industries, again, you can find them on eBay. Okay, that's what you get for your 25 odd quid. What's this? Instructions, is it? No, not instructions. I would have thought there would have been a data sheet or something like that, but no, you just get what's given. Mix well before use, above 20C, ensure moulds are free from dust and other contaminants, blah 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 blah. Mix ratio by weight 100 to 30. Okay, so if you're using 100 grams of this, then you use 30 grams of this. So if I'm going to mix up 200 grams of this, I'd use 60 grams of this. Okay, I think I've got some scales somewhere. Five packets, and I'm going to spread that around 100 grams, I think. Piss. 108 grams. Okay, so if it's a ratio of 100 to 30, then 31 grams of hardener we're going to need. But first, no, Mr. Butters, no! First we're going to add the glow-in-the-dark powder. Bloody hell, it's stiff. Not like polyester. Okay, let's put that back on there. Shut up! You're pissing me off, I know. No, Mr. Butters, no. Right, give it a stir. It's definitely gone a lot more viscous now. Seems to have gone fairly well. 6:30. Oh, it'll be unique, this set, when it's done. Okay, so we'll come back to this in about, I don't know, what does it say for drying times? Shut up, shut up! You're not going out, you idiot. Cure time 6 to 12 hours. Full cure 12 to 24 hours. Okay, here we are, 12 hours later, and Epoxy resin's dried, and I thought I'd just compare it now, well, until I get onto the next side of the dice. We're about 12 hours in. Epoxy resin takes a lot longer to dry than polyester resin by the looks of it. Right, this one's epoxy. This here is polyester resin that I've been using. The finish on the epoxy looks a lot smoother than the finish on the polyester. Now, whether that's because it's old polyester or not, I don't know. Okay, well, the polyester stuff's been, I've used the yellow, which is the brightest of them anyway. It's looking good so far. Right, epoxy resin, finished with it now. I went through that 1.3 kilograms really quickly. The dice, that Honda sign, this block, and a few dice over here, and that was that entire 1.3 kilogram of epoxy gone. It's quite expensive for that to be going on. We're talking, what was it, about 23 quid, 25 quid. I've got 5 kilo of polyester for that sort of money. So this is still raw at the moment. This is the epoxy resin. You know, it seems nice and smooth and all the rest of it. I can see, I mean, maybe I should have put more glow in the dark resin powder in, so I can see some grain coming through here and there. I had a crack there. I did put tape behind it, but it spilt out, and I've got a nice big pool of epoxy on my table now. In terms of quality, one thing I mean, this was old polyester resin. It was yonks old. It congealed and everything. So there we go. Can you see I've got an air bubble there? That's with the polyester. Right, look at the detail. It, you know, it does the job just as good as the as the epoxy does. The epoxy shrinks a fair bit. If we look at the H there, it's hard to get, or the N for instance, this was flush to the top, and it has sunk slightly. So there's a lot more shrinkage with the epoxy resin. I've just ordered 5 kilos of polyester resin now. I won't be going with the epoxy, it's just too costly, unfortunately. I need some more glow in the dark stuff to finish these off. But all good, and we crack on. So I'm recommending, if you're going to be doing this, polyester resin, not epoxy. Great stuff. Thanks for watching my epoxy resin video. Cool. I do like that. I'm going to go sand that, make that into something else.